Thank you for tuning into today's USL 2 live stream event between Kalamazoo FC and the visiting AFC Ann Arbor, as we are just moments away from the matchup. It should be a good one. Kalamazoo FC looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. The only thing that's going to stand in their way is one loss. They have to stay perfect throughout the rest of the season if they even want to think about. Once again, thank you to everybody joining us here on the live stream, the YouTube channel of Kalamazoo FC, as we're getting into this match. AFC Ann Arbor up top. Martinez, Parrish, Drajan, Lima, Jorge, Soga, and in the back line, Sowerby, Romero, Pearson, and Bia, and in between the net, doing the defending of the goalpost, Marvin Dorchin, as he's going to have some offensive attacking coming his way for the next 90 minutes. FC up top, Grayson Mercer, Mike Melorani, Donovan Gusto Phillip. In the middle of the field, Pepe Martinez, Owen Smith, Matthew Bovain, and that back line been strong as ever this year. Neil Newhoff, Duarte Chapelis, Paula Fang, and Asher Barnes. And doing the keeping here at Mayor's Riverfront Park tonight, it's going to be Andrew Cook, as likewise for him, that AFC Ann Arbor. This one quickly, as we look at the standings for this USL 2 division. Sitting on top of the division is Flint City, as they are firmly in first place, 23 points, and still have more matches to play than second place Midwest United, sitting there 25 points and 12 matches played. So pretty much the year done for Midwest United, as AFC Ann Arbor and Kalamazoo still having some games to play, and underway we go. Both teams looking to keep their hunt for the playoffs alive. You have to think whoever loses this one pretty much going to be eliminated from that hunt. Kalamazoo still having 3 more games left after this one. Only one more home one. It's going to be this Wednesday. Follow the match today, as these two teams, like we said, really looking to outnumber each other. And Kalamazoo looking for a hot start in this one. Definitely not wanting to play from behind. Team you've already seen, so they know your strengths in the 2-2 tie last time over at Ann Arbor. Already they know kind of how they play. We're just going to see who's going to be the one to outnumber each other in terms of goals. It's going to be an interesting 90 minutes. Thank you to everybody joining alongside. My name's Sebastian O'Leary. Been bringing action for Kalamazoo FC at Mayor's Riverfront Park this whole 24 campaign as we go down the stretch. Only 3 games left after this one for the men's squad, and just one final home game for the Lady Eagles. As in a week, both teams looking to keep their playoff hopes alive and get their way into some playoff picture and contention. As a player just going to get tripped up and sent down to the ground near midfield. AFC Ann Arbor going to get a free kick here and start their attacking ways into that back line. It's going to be given there to Pearson. Pearson slipping up middle of the field. He's going to give this one to Pepe Martinez. That's blasted back up in the air and then brought down. Owen Smith with it. Going to give away to AFC Ann Arbor, and they're going to try and attack that right side of the field. Well defended by Chapelis. Down that right sideline it goes. Chapelis taking on Draken. A toss in here for Kalamazoo FC. Trying to get something down that sideline into Mike Melorani. Melorani gives chase, but there for Vinay and Bia. Ann Arbor with it, middle of the field, trying to go that right side. The defense for Kalamazoo FC swarming, but Ann Arbor finding an opening down that right sideline. They're going to go now. Try and get something inside the 18, however, poked away. As Dracklin right there, not able to get anything into the interior of that 18 for Kalamazoo. It's going to get bounced out, last touch by Kalamazoo FC. So a corner kick on the way here for Ann Arbor, as it's going to be Sydney Paris sending this one into the 18, looking for something along that back post or a potential player in the middle. We'll see how he wants to shoot it out. He's going to send this one. Andrew Cook, though, making the grab out of the air, and that's going to be an easy read there for Kalamazoo's keeper. Cook, though, going to be swarmed up there by Salvador Martinez until he's going to blast. Grayson Mercer trying to get something along that left side of the 18. Ball going to be poked out and won back by AFC Ann Arbor, only for Pepe Martinez to get it right back for Kalamazoo FC. Now something in the middle it goes. Melarani taking a shot on. That's blocked. Good save there by Marvin Dorchin. Still with it goes Kalamazoo FC, right side, inside the 18 with Gusto Phillip, trying to use that fancy footwork. Along the sideline it goes and out of bounds. Last touch by AFC Ann Arbor. Sowerby trying to plead his case to the official, however, not going to win it. Guilty's the verdict. Gusto Phillip getting tripped up inside the 18, as it wasn't off any contact, just seemingly switching up and slipping all over the ball. It goes. AFC Ann Arbor, though, back and forth between two teams it goes now. Something up towards the middle of the field. Paula Fang sending Martinez there to the ground. That's going to get the whistle for sure, especially when you got two officials right there looking right at you. Everybody's just playing physical in the early minutes. I mean, both these teams know just what and how much this game means for one another. As it stands right now, with the head-to-head lone tie between these two teams, AFC Ann Arbor sits fourth right now. So a big game here for the Eagles to get a win and put themselves into the 20-point mark on the season. It's going to go left side into the 18. Shot's going to be left up top. Mercer just well underneath it. Dorchin looking which way he wants to play this off the goal kick. So we'll see where he elects to go, sending the team down the middle of the field. Going to see a leg here for Marvin Dorchin. As this one's blasted well over midfield, it's going to be a good strike there from Dorchin. Barnes just trying to keep it in bounds, but it's going to roll out of bounds. AFC Ann Arbor still going to have it well within their attacking zone. Good ball fake off the toss in there by Jan Brun Jorge. Jorge with it, middle of the field. He is going to elect to go back into that back line, and he's going to give to Ambia. Ambia trying to strike something over right side, however, too far there for Sidney Paris to get to it. It's going to go the other way. A toss in here for Kalamazoo FC up to Grayson Mercer. Mercer dashing down that left sideline, looking for somebody over the middle. A lot of contact, but no whistle. Gusto Phillip going to come down with it. Other Sowerby. Good defending so far by AFC Ann Arbor. Barnes going to get a push, come to shove. No whistle, though. Play still on. As Chapella's going to win the ball back here for Kalamazoo FC near middle of the field, and Pepe Martinez going to pick it up. Attacking zone now we go for Kalamazoo FC. Smith going to shoot something over the middle there. Mercer on the receiving end. Physical activity inside the 18. It goes for both these two teams. AFC Ann Arbor is just going to survive and get it out of there. Chapelas with it. Left side trying to sneak into the 18. Going to give to a teammate. And Mercer's going to get shoved to the ground. No call, though. The fans here at Mayor's Riverfront not happy with it. However, play still on here. Sowerby with it. He's trying to get something over the middle. A chance now for AFC Ann Arbor. Good slide tackle out of Chapelas. That's going to keep a dangerous attempt there from AFC Ann Arbor quiet as we're 7 minutes gone by. And a good attacking looks from both these teams here in the early going. Cook going to use the leg, send this one well over middle of the field. Melarani going to get a head underneath it. Then AFC with it goes Emil Newhoff. Newhoff trying to go left side. Going to be picked up by Gusto Phillip. Owen Smith feeding back to Gusto Phillip. Now, just back and forth between teammates it goes. Smith trying to get something inside the 18 now, as he's going to be draped with defenders around him. And AFC and Arbor just going to get a good defensive possession and win the ball back. However, aggressive it goes. Pepe Martinez, middle of the field, winning it back for Kalamazoo FC. 4 defenders all over him. The whistle going to come out to play here. And a break there for Kalamazoo FC. Free kick here. Owen Smith having the leg to get it. Definitely within the range of the net, so nothing here for Dorchin to just relax on. We'll see how Smith wants to go against it. Smith takes it straight on into the 18. Paula Fang getting a touch on the answer. Just up top, though, it goes for a Fang. Good look and a good touch from Owen Smith into the 18. Paula Fang just a little bit underneath it. Nothing too shabby, though, still. Early in this one, you're just trying to get as many looks inside the 18 as you can. Kalamazoo FC doing a good job of getting around defenders for AFC and Arbor and setting up their attacking offense with some good looks. Into the back line it goes now for AFC and Arbor. Quickly over the middle of the field. They're looking there for Drocklin. Drocklin going to go left side. Keeping it in bounds. It's going to be Lima. However, the official's going to say got a little too close there, and out of bounds is the verdict. Back the other way it goes here for Kalamazoo FC. Tossed in from Barnes. Looking there. Now attacking is on here for Ann Arbor. Bounced off defenders, and back it goes Kalamazoo FC's way. Pepe Martinez, middle of the field. He's going to look left side for Grayson Mercer. Mercer having it on. A chance there. Struck into the back of the net. First one of the day for Kalamazoo FC. 1-0 the lead, and that's a big one here at home to start this match off the right way. Kalamazoo FC needing to get off to a hot start, and there's the fire. And more goals. 11 minutes into this matchup, Kalamazoo FC 1-0. A lead here early on, as you got to think the gas pedal is now all the way to the floor as Kalamazoo FC trying to run away with this matchup in the early going. I mean, man, oh man, just one goal from both these two teams. Both teams getting a lot of offense generated. AFC and Arbor, though, going to be playing from behind early on, needing to find an answer here. Toss in there for Grayson Mercer. The electric leg off of Mercer, scoring that first goal. However, AFC and Arbor just going to win this ball back and try and set something up. Ball now into the 18, but well struck out by Paula Fang. It's going to find another midfielder here for AFC and Arbor. It's now inside it goes there to Drocklin, trying to dance around and go to that other side of the 18. However, Kalamazoo defender going to get a head underneath it. I believe that one going to be up that left sideline. Mercer, or Melarani, excuse me, giving chase down that sideline. However, going to be able to get to it first is AFC and Arbor's Juan Romero. Up near the middle of the field, it's going to go for Ann Arbor, and a bad touch off the middle of the field. Looking there for Sowerby. It's going to go out of bounds. Kalamazoo FC, their attacking side of the field, trying to get more offense generated. Gusto Phillip trying to get something over into Grayson Mercer's lane. However, just a little bit underneath it. A well-struck ball from Gusto Phillip, just left up top a little too much, as it's going to go back the other way now here for AFC and Arbor. Gusto Phillip, he's going to try and go left side here. Coming down with it's going to be Mercer. Mercer surveying his options, stumbling over the ball, and he's just going to go back down that left side. And now something over the middle, looking for Melarani. However, AFC and Arbor going to get a touch on it. But the ball is won back by Kalamazoo FC. Something into that corner. Centering feed. Finding Martinez up top. He's going to go right back to Smith. Smith trying to get one off. Mercer, another look into Gusto Phillip. Oh, what a save there by Marvin Dorchin, extending the leg and keeping this game right where it's at. Another chance, though, for Kalamazoo FC, and a couple of good defended plays by AFC, and Arbor's going to put it right where it's at, and the official is going to bring out the whistle and say somebody was offsides. Hectic couple of early minutes here at Mayors Riverfront Park. 1-0 the score, though, as we're getting closer to that 15-minute mark. As some players colliding up and in there, the official's going to go and talk to Duarte Chapelas. Defender right there in Chapelas. AFC and Arbor. Cook going to come out, try and make a save, and then bounced out by his defender. So getting some help there is Andrew Cook. Scary couple of minutes there for Kalamazoo FC, but back the other way it goes now. Finding Pepe Martinez over the middle. Long touch here, trying to extend this one. Pepe Martinez, though, hitting the turf inside the 18. No whistle to hear of so far. As some colliding players inside the 18. Kalamazoo's faithful, thinking there should have been a pen there. However, it's going to go back the other way. AFC and Arbor trying to answer the 1-goal deficit following the Grayson Mercer early goal. Long off the free kick, but Newhoff keeping it inbound, centering feed off the foot of Newhoff, and a diving effort there from Dorchin. However, just a little wide left of the goal it goes. Going to be another goal kick here. Actually, I believe they're going to say it last touch by AFC and Arbor, so it's going to be a corner kick here now for Kalamazoo FC. Owen Smith jogging over there, looking like he's going to take it on, as he is. Goal. However, Kalamazoo FC trying to put the gas pedal down and extend their lead, trying to set up good offensive looks. As of right now, though, switched over into the defensive mode goes Kalamazoo FC, trying to keep this lead right where it's at. Driving left side, taking a shot on towards Cook. However, left up top it goes, as a good shot there from Sidney Paris. Just a little underneath it. Good look with the left foot. 18 minutes gone by here. Mayors Riverfront Park, the location. Kalamazoo FC just trying to keep tacking on wins and add more into that win column. As a win here would put them at the 21-point mark, so just a little bit behind Flint City and a little bit behind Midwest United. So, like we were talking about earlier, it's going to be monumental these last couple of games into the season, as a whistle is going to stop that play. A good shot on net there for AFC and Arbor. Knock's games down the stretch for Kalamazoo FC are going to matter. I mean, having to pretty much play it perfectly the rest of the season is how the Eagles are going to have to go about it. They got this matchup against AFC and Arbor, and then Wednesday the 26th, we'll have another home game for Kalamazoo FC, the last men's home game of the year, welcoming in Union FC Macomb. And then after that, a trip down to Flint City and Oakland County, as those will be the last 2 games on the season. Needing to stay perfect on the year is Kalamazoo FC. Or on the rest of the year, I should say, because, I mean, it hasn't been a perfect season all year. It's definitely been a roller coaster ride, up and down. I mean, there's been some heartbreaking losses, some gut-wrenching ties. I mean, the ties are the real momentum killers, if you want to talk about it, in terms of putting yourself ahead of teams in points play. Can they be brutal to a team come down to the end of the season in that playoff contention? Approaching 20 minutes here as Dorchin going to send this one near middle of the field, or maybe well over with the leg we've seen so far, as coming down with it, it's going to be Kalamazoo FC, but pops right back up in the air. Gusto Phillip going to try and get this back for Kalamazoo FC. Swarmed, though, with defenders all over him. A bad pass, though, and ball still with Kalamazoo FC. Smith with it, middle of the field, and he's just going to slow it up, give back into Andrew Cook. And Cook's going to switch up, go left side. He's going to have, seems to be Newhoff on that left side. Emil Newhoff trying to look for Pepe Martinez over the middle of the field. And he's going to have it to him on a dime. Spinning through contact goes Martinez. I mean, man, oh man. It's like a freight train out there. Back the other way it goes. AFC and Arbor trying to set something up. Chip shotting this one into the middle of the 18. However, easy read there for Andrew Cook. I mean, he saw that one straight up in the air, ran underneath it, scooping, grab out of the air. And, I mean, man, oh, man, back we go. Middle of the field, Pepe Martinez. Collision, push comes to shove. Martinez on the ground. Whistle's going to come out. Possibly even a card. However, not yet. There's been a little bit of push comes to shove early on in this match from both teams. No cards, though, yet to speak of in this matchup for either team. Middle of the field, Owen Smith striking Gusto Phillips away. Donovan Gusto Phillip off the head looking for Mike Melarani. And then going to go right back to AFC Ann Arbor. Out of the goalie. And into the middle of the field it goes. This one's going to be with Jorge. Jorge feeding back into the back line. Chapelas, though, going to get a foot underneath it for Kalamazoo FC. Bad pass. And AFC Ann Arbor going to stick with it. Attacking zone. They're going to look up the field. And now right side with it. They're back and forth between players. Paris with it right now. Losing up, but still sticking with the ball. After one that seemed to have almost gotten away from him off the touch of Owen Smith. The defense from Kalamazoo FC in the early going, swarming AFC Ann Arbor, not letting anything offensively get generated. I mean, it just keeps bouncing off player to player. And the defense for the Eagles looking really strong in the early going. Cook just trying to roll it over to Paul Fang's way. However, we're still going to stop things back up. And back into Andrew Cook it goes. Cook surveying the field, looking for his options. As I look at it, pretty much obvious answer is just going to be blasted middle of the field towards Gusto Phillips or Pepe Martinez. They're going to look for Barnes now, and it goes into Melarani down that right side. 2 defenders all over him, draped down to the floor by his horse collar. I mean, I know we're not playing football, but should be the way that tackle seemed to be right there. I mean, the horse collar and push comes to shove, a card of AFC Ann Arbor. Free kick off that sideline near the attacking zone. Centering pass. Looking for Melarani on the receiving end. However, Smith just going to get this one right back off of an AFC and Arbor defender. And a toss in now here for the Eagles. A shot over the middle. Looking for a Fang and Mercer. However, the only one that's going to be able to get a hand on it is going to be Marvin Dorchin. As a good lane read there by Emil Newhoff. He's going to serve this over to Mike Melarani. Melarani gives to Gusto Phillip. Gusto Phillip, though, going to be slowed up by some good defense there for Ann Arbor. Smith trying to take a shot on him, but he's just going to pass it Pepe Martinez's way. As Martinez almost having a shot there. Dorchin, though, picking it up last second. And back it goes, AFC Ann Arbor. As we're getting halfway through this first half. 1-0's the score. As there with Grayson Mercer in the 10th minute, close to the 11th. But the good defense for Kalamazoo still making some stands. It's AFC Ann Arbor. I mean, they had some life early on, early stages of the game, but last 15 minutes or so, not much brewing. Since that goal for Kalamazoo FC seemed to be a little deflating of what AFC Ann Arbor had going, now trailing here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. As Sowerby going to end up on the field there, seemingly just a little bit of contact. Everybody trying to go for the ball, but back up and in action it goes. Everybody seemingly all right, and gladly everybody's all right. So we're going to get back up and into action. Pearson going to give over to Lima, middle of the field. Lima's going to try and go to that right side. AFC Ann Arbor now having something in their attacking zone. Trying to get inside the 18. They're just going to go over the middle, up top, and now chipping something into the 18. However, Cook's going to get there as well with Emil Newhoff. As Andrew Cook trying to make the grab. He does, but apparently it seemed like there was a little bit of contact there from Cook and Lima down on the field. As everybody back up, ready to get going. Officials put the books back in the pocket, wrote down some good notes. And we are back and in action here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. Looking for Mike Melarani over middle of the field. However, Owen Smith and Pepe Martinez going to win the ball back here for Kalamazoo FC. And down that left sideline we go with Pepe Martinez. Martinez looking to feed Mercer. As both Mercer and Martinez getting some pushing over on that field. The whistle going to free up play. And it's seemingly, I think it's going to be Kalamazoo FC with a free kick in their attacking zone. And it is going to be exactly that as Owen Smith getting Ann Arbor. I mean, we've seen it before this season. Owen Smith having the striking ability to get it on from there. However, I think from this angle, you're just looking to cross something into the middle of the box and get somebody like Paula Fang or one of the taller guys like Melarani or Mercer underneath it and get a head touch. However, just a low burner off the ground. And back that sideline and out of bounds. So AFC Ann Arbor off the worm-burning free kick. Going to get this ball right back and a goal kick set up for themselves. AFC Ann Arbor quickly going across middle of the field. However, too strong. Looking there for Antonio Lima. Unable to get it to him as it was well out in front and out of bounds it goes. A toss in now down that right sideline. Looking for Melarani and Gusto Phillip. However, it's just going to find Drew Pearson there of AFC Ann Arbor. Back into Dorchin it goes. And AFC and Arbor trying to set up a good attacking offensive possession. So they're going to play long ball in past Andrew Cook. It goes. Scary moments there for for Kalamazoo FC, as AFC and Arbor trying to find an equalizer here halfway through the first half. Paul LaFang, though, well defended. Easy poke out read for him. And back towards the middle of the field it goes with Pepe Martinez. Martinez going to get a touch underneath it and roll it back a little bit farther into the attacking zone for Kalamazoo FC. A shoulder going to be laid down by Vinny Ambia. And Ambia going to win the ball back for AFC and Arbor down that sideline. However, a bad touch and a ball played through to Sidney Paris. Paris, though, frustration showing as another push comes to shove and another Eagle hitting the ground. It's everybody pushing and shoving around there down on the field. I mean, everybody knows how much this game is going to mean. I mean, when it comes down to the head-to-head play of the top 4 teams in the Great Lakes Division, you need to get the wins when you can get them, as Kalamazoo FC having a tie with AFC and Arbor, a tie with Midwest United, and a tie with Flint City. The only one of those teams to actually beat Kalamazoo FC was Midwest United in a great 1-0 game. I mean, it had me on the edge of my seat the entire time, but it was an unfortunate result for Kalamazoo FC in that matchup and put them a little bit lower in the rankings than where they would like to be, or comfortably where they'd like to be. Barnes going to hop the bad pass and win the ball back, but good defended, as it's going to be poked out from Ennis and into AFC and Arbor's left side of that 18. A diving read there by Andrew Cook. I mean, man, oh man, what a grab. Putting the body on the line. However, I think Coach Shane Lyons on there saw how dangerous that play could have been. He's just trying to tell his keeper to stay in that goal, man. You got defenders. Let them come down and help you out. Because, I mean, that would have been a dangerous play if it didn't go Andrew Cook's way. Thankfully, though, it does. And back and forth around middle of the field it goes between the two teams. AFC and Arbor going to win this one back and go and attack that left side with Sowerby. And slowing it back up and into the back line it goes here with Drew Pearson. Sowerby, middle of the field, as he's going to look and give it to a teammate. Now down that left side it goes, but offside's going to be the call, as Lima just a little bit too far in front. As the flag was up, but no call made, as it was easily grabbed by Andrew Cook. Cook just getting underneath this a little bit. Still sent well over halfway. And ball one back with Lima. Here it goes for AFC and Arbor, trying to get something into the 18, but well defended by Afang and Owen Smith, and it's going to go back the other way. AFC and Arbor trying to still keep and do just that. Now it's going to go into Sidney Paris. Paris bounced around between defenders. Ball going to be won back by Owen Smith. Smith's going to play something over the middle of the field, looking for Grayson Mercer. Giving chase goes Mercer, and then Dorchin going to come out of the 18 and show off the trickery with the feet. So now it's going to be with Mercer into Asher Barnes. Barnes going to go to Gusto Phillip. Gusto Phillip going to get tripped and sent to the ground. Tango going to have to be careful. He's the only player in this matchup with a yellow card. You don't want to get a second one in the first half and leave your team stranded a man for the rest of this matchup. I mean, you got to be careful if you're Romero down there on that field. Talent Ennis and Owen Smith around the ball. Smith's going to take this one off. Punched out by Dorchin. And a good second effort there by Pepe Martinez. But a good diving save there by Dorchin. Going to keep this game right where it's at. 1-0 is the lead here for Kalamazoo FC. As The early goal there from Grayson Mercer, still just the only one we've seen. And I mean, what a strike it was from Grayson Mercer, finding the back of the net in a hurry. That's the one thing Kalamazoo was looking to do in this matchup, was get out to a quick start and not play from behind, because it's definitely a lot easier when you get to play out in front for majority of the first half like they have in this one, and getting to play their own style of soccer versus how AFC and Arbor has had to play since that 10-minute goal of just having to play from behind and really be just worried about which way Kalamazoo wants to go and take on the weak side of the field. Because there's been a couple of moments where AFC and Arbor slipped up but regained possession and momentum. But right now, you got to say that momentum's all with Kalamazoo FC in this time being. Cook with the ball inside his own 18. Looking like he's going to send this one towards middle of the field. He's going to do exactly that. Headed Gusto Phillips' way. Gusto Phillips, though, not going to get a touch on it and let it roll to Martinez. Pepe Martinez looking for Colin Ennis, and then bounced around back to Asher Barnes. It goes. Barnes with it right side. Centering feed. That one deflected, though. Good defense there off the sliding Luke Sowerby. UFC. 36 minutes gone by, approaching that 37th. Later stages of this first half. Kalamazoo FC with the 1-0 lead off the goal, Grayson Mercer. If you're just joining us, it was a well-struck goal. I mean, man, oh man, wish we had replay back up here to see it one more time. And Arbor going to play it back into Dorchin. Dorchin slipping up, though, and almost giving it back to Gusto Phillip. Sigh of relief there if you're an AFC and Arbor faithful. I mean, man, oh man, Dorchin almost... Nothing happening there for Kalamazoo FC off the almost mistake from AFC and Arbor. Back it goes into the attacking zone now here for Ann Arbor. This one's going to be with Lima. Lima trying to go down that left sideline to Sowerby. Sowerby going to cut back in, go right side. As a whistle going to come in and stop play up here. A little bit too much contact. As Emil Newhoff saying to the official, hey man, I'm just trying to go for the ball. However, ended up into a little bit of contact and a collision. However, a free kick on the way here for AFC Ann Arbor. No card out of that one. As still just the only yellow card or any card in this matchup. It's going to go against number 18, and that's Juan Romero of AFC Ann Arbor in the early goings. Romero going to send this one into the 18, looking to get something into Lima. However, well defended by Paul Afang, but Afang down on the ground, so scary moment here. Grabbing that knee, and with that and bringing on the sports medicine team from Bronson Medical, we're going to take a second and thank our sponsors, as we'll be right back here at Mayor's Riverfront Park when play resumes. As we get back into this matchup, Paula Fang off the field with an injury. That means back onto the field it's going to be for Henrique Veracruz, as he's going to be seeing his early minutes into this one with Paula Fang down and out. Veracruz going to have to play and fill some big shoes here as we're getting closer towards that half-minute mark or halftime mark. We'll see how much of an impact that's going to have for Kalamazoo FC. I mean, definitely one of the better defenders on this squad, Paula Fang, in that back line, and a little bit more composure, just a lot more together that back line plays with Paula Fang. So a big injury there for Kalamazoo FC. Still with the lead, though, and a ball played in for Asher Barnes. Nobody able to get on the receiving end of it, as it's just going to roll out of bounds. 43 minutes gone by here in the first half. Whatever the officials want to add on is, as it's not too hot of a day here at Mayor's Riverfront Park in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Just a 73-degree day. Slight breeze coming onto the field. Perfect conditions here for a USL 2 Great Lakes Divisional matchup. As we sit right now, getting near that halftime mark, Kalamazoo FC well up ahead with one goal, needing to tack on or wanting to tack on more and play with a little bit bigger of a cushion. It's got to be something that the coaching staff for Kalamazoo FC is talking about, and keeping that pressure on defensively and keeping the pressure on offensively as well. You got to keep that gas pedal kind of pushed down towards the floor. Into the far corner it goes. Kalamazoo FC putting pressure on that back line. Gusto Phillip trying to get to it. However, sent off the foot and towards middle of the field. Last touch by Kalamazoo FC, finding his way out of bounds. And a toss in here for AFC and Arbor. They're just going to give it to the back line and let him go to work. Now middle of the field there with Juan Romero. As there's going to be 2 minutes of extra time added on. We'll see what AFC and Arbor wants to do with it, as they got it in their attacking zone right now. And back into Dorchin it goes. AFC and Arbor just trying to play and outpossess Kalamazoo FC in these final 2 minutes of the first half, as they're still looking for that equalizer and finding their way back into this game, as Kalamazoo leads this one 1-0 off the foot of Grayson Mercer in the early going. The Eagles, and I mean, what a well-struck ball it was. It's got to be one of the better goals for Mercer on the year. Middle of the field, AFC and Arbor trying to go back. Emil Newhoff, though, going to win the ball back for Kalamazoo FC. Off a poor pass from AFC and Arbor, and it goes now into the 18. Phillip, and then Owen Smith going to strike this one and leave it up top a little bit. As Kalamazoo FC just trying to get a better look on the net. There's a couple of chances there for him as we get closer to that halftime marker. Still the score staying at 1-0. And now down that left side, it's going to go, defended by Veracruz. But it's going to be Drocklin and gives into Sowerby. Off, but defended and blocked by Emil Newhoff. Excuse me, that one going to be Matthew Bovain. Corner kick on the way here for Ann Arbor. This one going to be struck and sent into the 18. However, nobody on the receiving end as getting to it after it hits the floor goes Martinez. Salvador Martinez going to feed to a teammate in that back line, try and find an opening, and then bounced off ahead of a Kalamazoo FC defender. It goes back outside in near midfield, still in AFC and Arbor's attacking zone. And now up and into the 18 it goes, but easy going for Duarte Chapelas, and he's going to win the ball back for Kalamazoo FC. As that whistle's got to ring out here anytime soon now. Past 2 minutes of extra time. You got to think that right off the free kick, the whistle's going to be following it soon, and they can't even get to the free kick as the double whistle going to come out and blow this one dead, and into the halftime we go. 1-0 the lead there for Kalamazoo FC off the well-struck goal by Grayson Mercer. You got to think he's pretty happy with the first half, and you have how both offensively and defensively Kalamazoo FC is playing. As a result of it, a 1-0 lead as we go into halftime. Kalamazoo FC into one of their final home games of the year, looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. They're going to have to be perfect the rest of the way. We'll be back, though, half number 2, 15 minutes away. Stay here on the live stream, YouTube of Kalamazoo FC. Like I said, my name's Sebastian O'Leary. Thank you to everybody joining us, but we'll be back after a 15-minute break and a halftime. Kids coming out for a crossbar challenge, and they know what that means. It's fun on here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. We'll be back, though, 15 minutes, half number 2, when we come back. Thank you to everybody listening. And into half number 2, Kalamazoo UFC with a 1-goal lead over AFC Ann Arbor, as both these teams trying to look and keep their playoff hopes alive. However, somebody in this game is pretty much ultimately going to be eliminated from that playoff contention. You'd think would stay in it if they can tie. However, Kalamazoo UFC not looking for that result at all. They have to keep their season on and keep the last 4 games perfection and get 4 wins. So we'll see if they can get 25% closer to that and close this one out with a win today. Or if AFC Ann Arbor is going to be able to answer the one lonesome goal from Grayson Mercer earlier in that first half. Got about 45 minutes left to figure it out, and we'll see who it's going to walk away the victor. Mercer with it, left sideline, back into Innes. Innes feeding back into Mercer. Mercer centering pass. However, AFC Ann Arbor going to be on the receiving end, and they're going to send that out of bounds. Kalamazoo going to restart their possession here in the attacking zone. AFC Ann Arbor looking to try and keep the score right any more offense. Across the field it goes now with Asher Barnes. Barnes going to be picked up defensively. That one going to be Sowerby on that far sideline. And now into Lima. Lima slipping up. Pepe Martinez trying to take away. Centering feed, not able to find anybody as it's deflected off an AFC Ann Arbor defender. A corner kick on the way here for Kalamazoo FC. Off the foot of Colin Ennis, it goes into the 18, and then touched by Tiago Baragina. A whistle going to come out into play and stop things up here. They're going to say offside's the call. Mercer just a little bit too far behind that back line. Back and forth between two teams. It goes middle of the field. AFC Ann Arbor going to win the ball back, and then out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Kalamazoo FC. So AFC Ann Arbor going to start off in their attacking zone with a toss-in. Actually, a free kick, not a toss-in. Thought it might have gotten outside that sideline. Free kick the result. It's going to stay with AFC Ann Arbor until Grayson Mercer can find his way to it. And he's going to give back to Ennis. Ennis feeding something down that sideline, looking for Gusto Phillips. Phillips showing the speed off. However, he's going to get shoved, and out of bounds it goes as Vinay Ambia playing good defense. Ambia's tossing, though, right at Emil Newhoff. Newhoff trying to win the ball back for Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo's down back with it. Owen Smith trying to go around 3 separate defenders and trying to slow this back up and give in to Ennis. As it's going to wind up out of bounds. Last touch by AFC Ann Arbor. And number 10, Sidney Paris. He goes back the other way. Inbound here from Newhoff into Mercer. Mercer just getting tripped up. Still no whistle to come of it. Ennis going around and into the middle of the field. Back into Duarte Chapelis. Chapelis just gives into Owen Smith. And now down that left sideline, they're going to be looking in for Pepe Martinez. They got him inside the 18. Centering feed off the foot of Martinez. Out of bounds is going to be the answer, though. Good defense from AFC Ann Arbor. A toss in into Martinez inside that 18. Martinez draped with defenders around him. Not able to stick with it, though. It's Kalamazoo FC. The ball going to be won back by Sidney Paris. Then out of bounds, it's going to be last touch by Grayson Mercer, so Paris. Well defended, though, by Beauvain. Sent back out of bounds. Another toss in here by AFC Ann Arbor. Is that one going to roll off an Ann Arbor player, in that being number 9, Salvador Martinez. And now Newhoff with the toss in here for the Eagles. Taking a couple steps, tossing down that sideline, looking for Gusto Phillip. Going to find its way to Mercer, though. And then back out of bounds, a toss in here with Donovan Gusto Phillip. Back into Veracruz. And now up along that sideline into Barnes. Barnes going to give a good ball fake, get Sowerby to bite, and he's got that edge down the sideline. Now trying to get something into the middle, into Grayson Mercer. However, Gusto Phillips going to come down with it. And then losing it to an AFC defense. Well defended and slowed back up. Back into Dorchin with AFC and Arbor it goes, and well struck, looking for something over middle of the field. He's going to have Salvador Martinez. However, Chapella's going to get a head underneath it and slow things up here for Ann Arbor as it's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Kalamazoo defender on Salvador Martinez. That's going to be Newhoff, and then Ennis is going to steal this one right back for Kalamazoo FC. Chapella's looking over the middle there. Martinez with it, middle of the field. He's going to play something over. However, just a little forceful in possession. It goes for Kalamazoo FC. Still 1-0. 52 minutes gone by. 1-0 the score. AFC and Arbor trying to find the equalizer here in half number 2. So they've been trailing since about 10 minutes into this matchup. Still nothing getting away from him, though. However, it's still a very doable game for him, just down 1. Parrish juking and jiving around defenders. He's going to get tripped up outside the 18, though. As good thing it wasn't any farther into that 18 for Kalamazoo FC, or they might be finding an equalizer early into this one, but still within striking distance here, just a bit outside the 18. It's going to be about 25 yards or so and into the back of the net. 3 plays to be Drocklin, Parrish. Can't see the third number, but still now walking away. And now 2 players it's going to go. Free kick here. A little bit of trickery as they're going to sneak that one by Andrew Cook. Wasn't able to get left enough, and now we're all tied up at 1. AFC and Arbor finding an easy score there off the free kick off the foot of number 13, Andrew Drocklin. Stand corrected. Sidney Parrish on the goal. 13-10. Throwing my eyes a little bit of trickery. However, back and into action it goes. All tied up. It's like it's a 0-0 ball game. And Kalamazoo FC needing to find one that's going to put themselves ahead. Chapella's trying to go over middle of the field, looking for Gusto Phillip. Ennis going to get a takeaway here for Kalamazoo FC, trying to work it left side. As a slide tackle, going to draw the whistle and free up some space here for Kalamazoo FC. A free kick near the middle of the field. Bovaine's just going to go back into Chapella's. And now left side attacking they go. Jumping a lane, though, goes Liam. And the attack's on now for AFC and Arbor, trying to do some quick scoring once again. Centering feed. Nobody able to get underneath it. Second chance effort. Diving effort, though, by Andrew Cook. Going to make the save and keep this game right where it's at. 1 apiece for each team. Andrew Cook taking it outside the 18. Going to send this one deep down the field, looking over the way of Pepe Martinez. Bounced around now, back and forth between 2 teams it goes. Middle of the field with it goes AFC and Arbor. They're going to have it here with Jorge. Jorge going to try and go left side there to Sowerby. Luke Sowerby defended by Asher Barnes. Owen Smith coming over to give some help there for Kalamazoo FC. Now middle of the field with it. Defended by Barnes. But getting around and trying to get something into the 18. A strike that's going to be well above and a little to the right of the net. Good look, though, from outside the 18. Off the foot of Lima. Antonio Lima just trying to get the lead back for AFC and Arbor. They haven't had one yet today as they've trailed since the 10th minute all the way up until about 2 minutes ago when they were able to score off a free kick. And we're all tied up, one apiece in the second half in a monumental game here for Kalamazoo FC. Grayson Mercer trying to get something over the middle to Gusto Phillip. However, good defense, poking that one out, and winning the ball back there for AFC and Arbor it goes. Sogo up Martinez's way. However, coming out and making a grab out up top the 18 goes Andrew Cook. Heads up read there by the Kalamazoo keeper. Martinez trying to get this back for Kalamazoo FC. And a bad pass. Jumping lane goes Colin Ennis. And down on the field it goes with Juan Romero. As official trying to get everybody back up quickly into play. Romero still down there, grabbing that back as once I see the wave on of the athletic staff, we're not going to get one. Romero's back up and in play. As Ann Arbor's head coach trying to get some things figured out between his team and the officials. Back and into play we go. All tied up, one apiece, 57 minutes gone. Kalamazoo needing to find an answer sooner before later. So you'd like to get back out and reclaim that lead you had since that 10th minute and into the halftime. Quickly going away, though, and into the second half as AFC and Arbor was able to find a goal off the free kick, barely outside the 18. So it was a good effort by Andrew Cook, but an even better shot by Sidney Parrish to score it. A toss in, going to be bounced around off the head of Newhoff, Ennis, and into Owen Smith. Now Gusto Phillip with it. He's going to get tripped up there by Jan Brun Jorge. Down that left side we go with Pepe Martinez. Martinez trying to figure something out and get it into Colin Ennis' way. However, slipping up, and AFC and Arbor going to win the ball back. Trying to keep it in. Down that sideline it goes with Paris. And then slipped up and a whistle coming into play. Pepe Martinez just trying to win the ball back for Kalamazoo FC. However, he's going to win himself a yellow card. And now one yellow card for each of these teams, as that's the first for Kalamazoo FC and the first against Pepe Martinez. Yellow card for AFC and Arbor was going against Juan Romero, but as the Bronson medical staff here going to be pulled onto the field, we're going to take a minute and thank our sponsors. We'll be back when play resumes. as we're about to get back into play. Sidney Paris sat down on the bench after contact from Pepe Martinez, and that's going to put number 2, Tom Chartier, going to take over for Sidney Paris. "61 minutes gone by here in Kalamazoo, Mayor's Riverfront Park, the location. Kalamazoo FC trying to get another goal behind them. However, a good look on for AFC and Arbor. Off the post after a second chance effort. It's going to go out of bounds. And it's going to be last touch by AFC and Arbor. But the official's going to say last touch by Kalamazoo FC. So a corner kick on the way here for AFC and Arbor. This one's going to come off the foot of Antonio Lima. Lima just going to play short corner in here to Soga. Soga tries to go baseline. However, nothing going there for Cheyenne Soga. Another corner kick, though, as last touch by Schruck, and into the 18 it goes. Gusto Phillip going to get this one out, and then popped back into the air. It goes off of Sowerby. Now Sowerby coming back down with it. He's going to go left side into Lima on that corner. Defended by Asher Barnes. Lima going to try and get around him. However, he's going to find the baseline, and they're going to say that one out of bounds. So trying to get it into the back of the net, but got to keep it inside the lines and fair. Cook going to send this one well over middle of the field, looking for Pepe Martinez. Now it's going to bounce its way to Grayson Mercer and Colin Ennis. Owen Smith going to find its way to Gusto Phillip. Gusto trying to give it right back to him. However, a bad pass, and back it goes with AFC and Arbor. 64 minutes gone by. AFC and Arbor trying to set up another attacking sequence. However, this one's going to be there with Chartier. Still inbound, off the foot of Pepe Martinez. It goes into the 18 and then tripped up. As they're going to say a clean. Pepe Martinez, though, not happy with it. He thought it was a little dirty slide tackle. However, Kalamazoo FC going to win this ball right back and try and set another possession up with Pepe up top. Veracruz going down that right sideline, looking there for Mercer or Smith. It's going to find its way to both of them, bouncing back in between two teammates. Mercer with it, middle of the field, trying to keep it bounce off the touch. And it goes back AFC and Arbor's way. A good lob pass into the 18. This is going to set up Santiago. And back out it goes. Excuse me, Salvador. Martinez with it, trying to find something into the back of the net with AFC and Arbor, unable to do so. And an Andrew Cook free kick, or goal kick, excuse me. "65 minutes gone by. All tied up, one apiece. Andrew Cook trying to start off this offensive possession with some gusto. Now Asher Barnes going to win this ball back, looking for Gusto Phillips over the middle. However, going to be sent back the other way by AFC and Arbor. Left side, it's going to be here with Salvador Martinez. And then back around it goes, this one with Juan Romero. Romero gives in to Soga. Left sideline, defended by Asher Barnes and Duarte Chapelas. AFC and Arbor going to get around him, centering feed. Wide right, though. A wide open look there for into the back of the net. Is that one shanked wide right? Middle of the field it goes, looking for Grayson Mercer. It's going to be last touch by AFC and Arbor defender, and out of bounds. A toss in with Asher Barnes we go. Barnes tossing into Mercer down that sideline. Mercer just trying to keep it in and play it into Donovan Gusto Phillip. As it's going to be a long touch from AFC and Arbor down that sideline and out of bounds. Kalamazoo FC well inside their defensive territory. Bounced around between two teams in Kalamazoo's defensive end, trying to just dispose of it. However, it's going to go out of bounds, and AFC and Arbor going to stick with it, trying to get something inside their 18. Now giving chase goes Duarte Chapelas. And it's going to be out of bounds, and a goal kick here for Andrew Cook. Trying to go left side there to Emil Newhoff. As Newhoff's just going to get this one up and across midfield into AFC and Arbor's defensive half. But the back line for AFC and Arbor able to get to it before Gusto Phillip. And now Veracruz, AFC and Arbor with it. Trying to find the goal that's going to put them ahead of Kalamazoo FC. As the offensive onslaught continues here at Mayor's Riverfront Park, you got to think so far in this second half, it's been all AFC and Arbor offensively. I mean, kind of stagnant out of the gates. It goes for Kalamazoo into the second half, but needing to find the one that's going to put them ahead and keep their playoff hopes alive, because like we said, Kalamazoo FC needs to stay perfect in their way into the USL 2 playoffs. A loss here for the Eagles would pretty much do it and send them uneligible for the playoffs, as it's going to be the top two spots in the division that get to go on, as number 3 and number 4 here today, as AFC and Arbor number 3 in the rankings right now, and number 4 of Kalamazoo FC, but trying to knock off the team above them, go the Eagles, as we're into the 70th minute now. 1-1's the score, just 20 minutes and whatever's going to be added on for these two teams to find the one that's going to put them out ahead of each other. Offensive zone here for Kalamazoo FC. Free kick with Smith and Innes up near it, as Colin Innes just going to send this one into Gusto Phillips, looking to get something off of Duarte Chapelas. What a second chance effort off the feed from Innes. Oh my goodness. They called him offsides though, as it's going to stay right where it's at. Mayhem now at Mayor's Riverfront Park. I mean, it went into the back of the net, but what a break for AFC and Arbor to get it, as Chapelas did put it inside the call, so back to equal numbers. 1-1 we go. I mean, that one kind of just deflating a little bit for Kalamazoo FC. I mean, especially for the defensive man, Chapelas. Not getting many looks on and scoring this year, but had one right there taken away from him. He's got to be feeling some kind of way about that one. Off the foot of Cook and looking for Mercer down in the offensive zone for Kalamazoo FC it goes, but a bad pass and out of bounds is the result for AFC and Arbor. Newhoff tossing this one in, looking for Mercer's way. It's going to be bounced off. AFC and Arbor, a chance there for Gusto Phillip, however, not able to get underneath it enough. It's going to be popped back, looking to get something on and in between the posts. Only thing you got to do right this time is keep everybody on sides. Innes trying to go right side, looking to get something challenging there for Dorchin, but not able, or in between the posts. As 72 minutes gone by, Still all tied up 1 apiece. As a tie here would be really deflating for both of these teams looking to push their way on into the playoffs. You got to think nobody wants to get a tie here. Everybody's hunting for that second goal that's going to put them up ahead. Salvador Martinez, he's going to give back into Tom Cartier. Cartier going to slip up, lose this ball to Owen Smith, but Smith just doing a little bit too much with defenders draped all over him. He's going to give this ball right back to Cartier. And now left side here, Tom Cartier trying to get something into the 18. Cook making the diving effort off the second chance effort there from Salvador Martinez. Almost finding something past Cook, but not quite. They're going to have to keep working for that one, just like Kalamazoo's also going to have to keep working. Grayson Mercer going up the sideline, trying to find Pepe Martinez. However, a bad pass going to be taken away, and then one back for Kalamazoo FC. Martinez with it, middle of the field. He's going to go over there to Owen Smith. Owen Smith trying to find something past the defense for AFC and Arbor. And now something's in on for Pepe Martinez. This one's going to be rung up, and that is a score. Goal for Pepe Martinez. The back line and the goalkeeper looking for an offsides call. Not going to get it this time. They got saved earlier by it, but now a 2-1 lead here for Kalamazoo FC, and they put themselves ahead of AFC and Arbor in the later stages of this matchup. Kalamazoo FC just needing to lock down defensively now, as Pepe Martinez keeping playoff hopes alive here for Kalamazoo FC. Back and into action now. Kalamazoo FC with the lead once again. A good slide tackle there by Beauvain. Looked like it was all ball from up here. Out of bounds it's going to be, and a toss in here. As now middle of the field with it. Off the head of Grayson Mercer FC, and does. Only a long touch, though, and getting it taken away by AFC and Arbor. They're on in their attacking zone now, trying to equalize this one and find a way back to even at 2. Inside the 18, centering feed. That one, though, is going to be left up top. As I do believe, if I'm seeing it right, it seemed like Chapelas right there tried just keeping that one out. Almost put it into the back of his own net, though. Good thing he got just way underneath it and popped it up into the air. That one almost troublesome in the later stages of this one. Off the corner kick. And back across to Tom Chartier it goes. And then cleared out by Pepe Martinez. And Dorchin just going to come up and keep it on to the attacking side for AFC and Arbor. Now something lofted at the end of it. Kalamazoo FC going to take over and try and set themselves up. On that far side it goes over to Gusto Phillip. Gusto Phillip going to be all alone on an island with Drew Pearson. Trying to take it on and work on to Drew Pearson. Centering feed deflected, though. Good defense there by Pearson. Chipped near the middle of the field. As Newhoff going to get underneath this one, pop it up in the air. Looking there for Matthew Beauvain. And a whistle going to come out as Beauvain going up for it. Going to get some contact drawn. And it's just number 13, Drocklin, drawing the contact there. And the whistle. Pressure Barnes into Kalamazoo's attacking zone. Barnes just going to give to Gusto Phillip. Phillip back into Veracruz. As back and forth it goes between teammates now. Lofted up, middle of the field, looking there for Grayson Mercer. Coming down with it's going to be Matthew Beauvain. However, losing it, and a good defensive play by AFC Ann Arbor to win this ball back. Now inside their 18, trying to get a shot off towards Andrew Cook, but right at Andrew Cook it goes. And an easy scooping save there for Kalamazoo's keeper. Asher Barnes keeping this one in on that right sideline, looking upfield for Grayson Mercer. However, Mercer going to lose this off the touch, and out of bounds it goes. AFC Ann Arbor with a toss in. They're just going to go into that back line. Now in with the midfielder, it goes for AFC Ann Arbor. Up to Lima, and then back into the defenders it goes. And a bad pass, jump in the lane goes Newhoff, but unable to keep it in bounds. Still good idea to try and stop what AFC Ann Arbor had brewing. Lima now with it, trying to get something inside the 18. He's going to be right sideline with it, defended by Duarte Chapelas. Soga going to give into the back line and try and set something up into the 18. However, Newhoff jumping the lane again and feeding Mercer up top. Mercer, the only defender around him, is going to be Romero. However, good job by Juan Romero to keep it in his lane. And right back into Dorchin it goes. Off the touch, looking for Cartier down that line. As a heap of subs coming in here to the game for Kalamazoo FC. Lucas Hummel, Cabru Gafar, number 28, Emmanuel Duran, number 19, Martin O'Toole. Trying to just keep up with everybody. But a ton of subs coming on in the last 10 minutes of this matchup, and whatever is going to be added on to the end of this one, as some tired defenders and attackers off the field here for Kalamazoo FC. And a bunch of fresh feet just trying to outpace in a foot race here. Kalamazoo FC just needing to play a crucial good 15 minutes of soccer. As a centering feed going to be too long over on that left side. Sticking with it, those AFC Ann Arbor. Kalamazoo defending. And that one's going to be well behind and over top the goalkeeper. So nothing challenging there for Andrew Cook. And he's going to get a goal kick to send it back Kalamazoo FC's way. We'll see if he's just going to want to try and blast it all the way back across the field or try and find somebody over the middle. Not a lot of time left here for Kalamazoo FC. They just need to keep this score right where it's at of 2-1 and not let AFC Ann Arbor find the equalizer. Nobody wants to walk away with a tie, especially Kalamazoo FC. I mean, nobody in this one wants. Right off the volley. A scary sight there for Kalamazoo FC faithful, but Antonio Lima not able to get the volley into the back of the net, as everybody here at Mayor's Riverfront going to breathe a little sigh of relief. Cook blasting this one over middle of the field, looking there for Grayson Mercer. 50-50 ball up near the middle of the field, and AFC Ann Arbor going to come down with it off the foot of Tom Cartier. Whistle's going to come out into play. And another yellow card going to come out here for Kalamazoo FC. That one going to be in the direction of Colin Innes. As that's 2 now on to the match for Kalamazoo FC. 1 for Duarte. AFC and Arbor trying to play the chess game their way as well, making some substitutions on and into the field. As Chris Niker coming on and Charlie Lacey onto the field. "83 minutes gone by, approaching that 84th, as just going to be about 7 minutes and whatever's left in that added time. Cook going to blast this one over middle of the field, looking in the range of Mercer and Duran. As another one cleared out by Lucas Hummel. It's going to go back the other way. Down that left side, it's going to be defended here by Hummel and number 19, Martin O'Toole. As needing to step up big here in the later stages of this one. Hummel going to get a deflection off the body, and into Veracruz it goes. Veracruz just going to pop this one up near middle of the field, looking there, but not able to find any side of the 18, but a diving save going to be made by Andrew Cook. I mean, what a performance from Andrew Cook so far in this one, putting the body on the line. I mean, even the one that AFC and Arbor was able to find in the back of the net. I mean, Andrew Cook putting every ounce of effort and energy into this game. Chipping something up and over, but off the crossbar. Oh my goodness, from way outside, Emmanuel Duran almost having one for himself. Man, oh man, what a shot on goal. AFC and Arbor giving chase, trying to go left side, then stopping it and going middle of the field. This one's going to be here with Tiago Bergina. As Niker just going to try and keep this one in bounds. Unable to do so. But last touch by Kalamazoo FC, it goes. And a toss in here for Chris Niker. As some contact from players down on the field involved in it's going to be Tom Cartier and Emil Newhoff. So Kalamazoo FC still just trying to let this one stay in their favor, not let anything get away from them. Aggressive play into the final stages of this one. 86 minutes gone by. 2-1 is the score. Kalamazoo FC. Pepe Martinez finding one in the back of the net, as well as Grayson Mercer. I mean, both those goals monumental into this game. As needing a desperation win, Duran just going to ring off another shot from outside the... And a diving save there by Marvin Deutschen to keep this right where it's at. Manuel Duran taking on two defenders at once. AFC and Arbor still going to stick with it, though, in number 17, Cheyenne Soga. Soga going to slow it back to Soga. It goes. Now crossing into middle of the field. Trying to switch sides. It goes. A chip into the 18, but easy read there for Andrew Cook. He's going to grab that out the air and run back the other way with it. Kalamazoo FC needing to just take their time in possession. And maybe now it's time to start parking that bus. A good chip shot up the middle of the field. Trying to get something into their 18 goes AFC and Arbor. I mean, man, oh man, scary situations here in the later stages of this one as AFC and Arbor not willing to go anywhere. Back near middle of the field it goes. Off a couple of offensive players for AFC and Arbor. Numbers on now for Kalamazoo FC. You need to make a good read. It goes for Dorchin and does. Dangerous play there for Dorchin. If one of the players for Kalamazoo FC was able to get around and underneath him. They could have found something there. However, a good effort by Marvin Deutschen to come out and send it back the other way. It's now Salvador Martinez trying to plead his case over on that far sideline to the official, saying he wasn't offsides. However, not going to hear it. Guilty's the verdict, and back the other way it goes. 89 minutes played and just 1 minute of regular time, and we'll see whatever gets added on. Kalamazoo just needing to hang on by the skin of their teeth. As left side, it's going to be here with Emil Newhoff trying to put this one to bed. Give themselves a little bit of comfort as push comes to shove. Gaffar going to hit the ground. The whistle's going to... Head coach Shane Lyons not pleased with the aggression in the later stages. However, nobody wants to walk away with the loss here, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive for both these two teams. You can't really say an underdog at home, but an underdog in terms of the rankings is Kalamazoo FC. You need this victory big time. Absolutely big time. And if you get the one here, it all translates then to Wednesday. Turns into that big time game as Kalamazoo FC on Wednesday going to be welcoming in Union FC Macomb. As push comes to shove, another yellow card going to come out to play here. Is that one seemingly going to go against, I believe it's number 3, Chris Niker down there. Or number 13, excuse me. Only saw half the number as that one, Andrew Drocklin. Along that far sideline, and out of bounds it goes for Kalamazoo FC. So AFC and Arbor going to take over as it's all added time now from here on out. As the aggression still in the later stages here. Everybody knows how big this game is down on that field. As AFC and Arbor trying to play spoiler to the playoff hopes and come away with a tie, as Kalamazoo just looking to keep trucking on and into the end of their year. Only 3 games left after this one, and needing to get all 4 wins if they want to find their way into the playoffs. They're all going to be pretty big games, but after that call, Coach Lyons there pretty animated, not liking it. Trying to just keep this one on an even playing surface, because he himself knows how big this game is. Starting to sound like a broken record up here, but absolutely monumental this one is as we get into the 92nd minute of this all extra time. Kazit wrapped up with both the arms like his baby is the soccer ball. So he's got to keep that one right in front of him. Can't let anything get in between the post and behind him if you want to keep trucking on towards the end of the year. As some absolute dirty playing down on the field it goes here from Tiago Bergina, kicking the ball at somebody when they're down on the ground. Yeah, that's going to get you the red card 10 times out of 10 times. Can't do that, as that dirty play is going to sit you on the bench for the rest of this one. Red card comes out and into play as a yellow card and a red card now on the day for AFC and Arbor. As Bargina knows just how big that kind of hurt his team right there at the end. You can see him walking off, shaking his head, a little frustrated with how this day's gone. Ennis outside of the 18. He's going to have a chance on towards the net. He's going to have to give it one heck of a strike, though, if he wants to try and find something on and challenge in between the posts of Dorchin. Ennis just trying to get straight at the goal. Good deflection, though, for AFC and Arbor to keep this one right where it's at. Up and down it goes. Gaffar going to come down with it. And the whistle going to come back into play and free up some space down there on the field. by as we're getting closer and closer to that triple whistle to end this one. Kalamazoo FC faithful hoping they can stick through and come through with a big win here. As the triple whistle comes out into play, that's going to be the first of 4 big wins here for Kalamazoo FC, as into the end of season stretch it goes for Kalamazoo. That's a big window to take the team above you and rip them down, as that's going to put Kalamazoo West United in Flint City, as that win's going to put them up 21 points on the year, and just needing some teams in the Great Lakes Division like Lansing City to get a big win against Flint, as needing a helping hand is Kalamazoo FC, and needing to do it themselves the rest of the year as well. 3 big games coming down the stretch. The next one here at home for Kalamazoo FC going to be Wednesday, as Union FC Macomb coming into town and going to take on Kalamazoo FC as they look to keep the playoff hopes alive. Can't say the same for Union FC Macomb, excuse me, as it was a rough year, finding their way out towards the bottom of the league, joined with Michiana. As a good win today here for Kalamazoo FC, 2-1 the final score. Some big goals coming off the foot of Grayson Mercer and Pepe Martinez. Really good defense played by Paula Fang, Vera Cruz. I mean, all over the place. You have some studs down on the field today. Hard to see who's going to get the player of the game interview, but we'll see. As if you want to catch that, check out Kalamazoo FC's Instagram and social media, as we have everything in store as we come down the stretch. A big win here today, nonetheless, for Kalamazoo FC. The final score, 2-1 over AFC and Arbor, as Kalamazoo still looks to keep their playoff hopes alive. Thank you to everybody joining us. My name's Sebastian O'Leary, voice of the season for Kalamazoo FC this year and the past year, as Kalamazoo winding down, just 3 games left. 1 final home game this Wednesday. Tune in as we'll have coverage 7 o'clock here Eastern Standard Time, as it should be a good one. A final night game to close out the men's season at home, hoping they can get another big win. But until then, so long. My name's Sebastian O'Leary. Thank you for joining us here on the YouTube channel of Kalamazoo FC. We'll see you Wednesday, 7 o'clock.